Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Big news out of Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders is officially making his first NFL start as the Browns get ready to face the Las Vegas Raiders. Sanders steps in for Dillon Gabriel, who remains in concussion protocol. Last week, Sanders got his first taste of NFL action in the second half of the Browns' 23-16 loss to the Ravens. It wasn't pretty. He went 4 for 16, threw for 47 yards, and had one interception. But this week, he finally received full first-team reps for the first time. If he starts on Sunday, Sanders will already become the 13th quarterback to start for Cleveland since Kevin Stefanski took over in 2020, and the 42nd since the franchise returned in 1999. Only the Browns could have stats like that. Now, when Sanders takes the field, there is one Raiders player he absolutely needs to keep track of: Maxx Crosby. Crosby has been on fire lately with 4 sacks in his last 5 games, and he's known as one of the league's most relentless pass rushers. If Sanders holds the ball too long, Crosby will make him pay. Expect Cleveland to try every trick possible to keep Crosby out of the backfield, but if he starts winning matchups early, Sanders could be in for a long and painful debut. One of the biggest matchups to watch will be Ashton Jeanty versus the Browns defense. Jeanty mysteriously had only 6 carries on Monday night against Dallas, and Raiders fans have been questioning that move all week. Pete Carroll's history tells us he likes to run the ball, so Jeanty should get more opportunities. The challenge? Cleveland's defense is tough. They're ranked 1st against the pass and 14th against the run. If the Raiders want to keep this game close, establishing the ground attack early is going to matter a lot. Let's talk injuries. For Cleveland, Dillon Gabriel is of course out with a concussion, and tight end David Njoku and defensive end Alex Wright didn't practice Wednesday. For the Raiders, defensive tackle Jonah Leulo was limited with a rib issue. Looking at the history between these teams, the Raiders have won the last 5 matchups, with several of those games coming down to 1 score. Their last meeting even went to overtime. The Browns haven't beaten the Raiders since 2014. There are also some eye-popping player stats coming into this game. Myles Garrett is wrecking offensive lines this season, generating pressure on almost 17% of his pass rushes. That's led to 42 total pressures and the league-best pressure-to-sack rate for edge rushers. Meanwhile, Geno Smith, just to compare, has been pressured over 35% of his dropbacks, showing just how disruptive defenses like Cleveland's can be. Running back Quinshon Judkins has had a strange year. He's been hit behind the line of scrimmage on more than half his carries, the highest rate of any back with at least 100 attempts. Yet, he's still racked up 555 yards after contact. That means almost 90% of his yards come after someone hits him. Wild stat. As for the Raiders' defense, they're allowing just 3.8 yards per rush, second best in the league. Maxx Crosby leads the NFL in tackles for loss since entering the league. The Raiders also lead the league with 16 passes defended by defensive linemen, which is pretty insane. Safety Jeremy Chinn is 1 sack away from joining a very exclusive club, defensive backs with at least 1 sack in 6 straight seasons. And Daniel Carlson quietly continues to be one of the league's best kickers, with the most made field goals since 2018. And if the Raiders win, Pete Carroll earns career win number 173, moving him into a tie with Jeff Fisher and Bill Parcells. And finally, your fantasy tip of the week: start the Browns defense. This is an elite unit facing a Raiders offense that ranks 30th in yards and tied for 31st in scoring. With the Raiders' ongoing blocking issues, Myles Garrett could absolutely explode this week. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments, how do you think Shedeur Sanders will perform in his first NFL start?